I love curry. I got new merch. It's available at ominar.shop. Links in description. And now, time for my coveted intro about the new anime season where I complain about there being too many shows. Oh my god, there's too many bloody shows! Ah!
Sommelier, デキャンタを。
Drops of God, an anime about expert sommelier wine lovers, and to everyone who says that's just alcoholics written in cursive.
ブラインドテイスティングですか?
Jacob's Creek Chardonnay 1991! Drink!
When I first read the manga of this, I had no interest in wine, but I don't know. Something about the concept of having a Japanese king of wine who died and will leave his one treasure of his vast wine collection to the one person that can go out into the world and find the singular best bottle of wine that may or may not exist appealed to. Oh my god, it's fucking One Piece.
The One Piece is real!
I tell you what though, folks, that's bloody nice.
あーくそ嘘またバグで動かねえ早く出ねえかな修正パッチ
Oh man, imagine waiting for a game to patch when you can play a game that's just come out instead. Like, didn't Neverness and Everness just release? Is that the sponsor of today's video? Oh yes. That's right, my fellow gacha gamers, the wait is finally over. I've already had the chance to give this game a test run and it was cooking hard back then, so I am beyond excited to be able to get stuck in the official 1.0 launch version now that it's finally here. But just in case this is the first time you're hearing about it, Neverness to Everness is the world's first anime-styled urban open world RPG. There's a massive urban environment broken down into 5 distinct city districts for you to explore either on foot or in a huge variety of different vehicles. The city itself is an expansive supernatural metropolis where humanity coexists with anomalies and urban legends. There's NPCs to interact with, dynamic weather and time of day cycles, you can explore inside buildings themselves, and on the topic of supernatural, there is, yeah, get this, a working public transport system. I know, right? London can never.
Let's not talk about the Americans.
It's a setting you can engage with through a variety of different game modes. Of course, there's a single-player campaign, but also there's online multiplayer racing as well. But knowing me, the thing I'll be spending the most time doing is aimlessly exploring the city for hours and getting distracted by everything. The peak open world experience. To celebrate the official release, you can grab yourself hundreds of free pulls and even get a guaranteed S-class character just by leveling up. Neverness to Everness is available on iOS, Android, PC, Mac, and PS5 with full cross-platform support. Thanks again to Neverness to Everness for sponsoring us today, and with that said, let's get back to spring anime. We got our usual boatload of sequels. Classroom of the Elite, Dr. Stone, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, and Iruma-kun are still going strong, even though I'm not caught up to these series just yet. ReZero is now apparently in one of the peak arcs of the entire series, according to light novel readers, and that makes me even more excited for this one, because I already enjoyed season 3 immensely. I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is into its 4th season now, and this time it's coming back with 5 whole cores. That's like 60 plus episodes, so I can't wait to see more of this.
Luke is going to use his laser pointer to point to account setup. Then a whole new no, Luke.
Season 1 of Wistoria was a boatload of fun, so I'm excited to see what season 2 has been cooking. We even got a sentence of a bookworm. If you're an Isekai fan, you are absolutely feasting with these sequels coming out, but of course, I've saved the best till last because we got the highly anticipated The Beginning After the End season 2, and guys, sorry, wrong player. And guys, you may hate me for saying this, but this looks like a genuine improvement. Look, there's actual movements. I think we've doubled the frame count now to 10. I'm just saying, if this improvement rate continues, by the time season 20 hits, Invincible season 4 might just have some crazy competition.
It's like, hey, everybody look at me. I'm 1 part robot and 3 parts asshole.
Jesus Christ!
Anime has this amazing power of getting you invested in niche activities you never even heard of before, and I'm sure a bunch of new gen fans are about to discover Rakugo thanks to Akane Banashi. Now, if this is your first show about Rakugo and don't know what it is, it's a traditional art of Japanese storytelling where a lone performer recites stories while sat down, using only minimal props and movements to convey the characters through subtle changes in their pitch, their tone, and...
This manga runs in the same magazine as Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's Yappin' with aura. This is a Shonen Jump adaptation that turns Rakugo into a revenge plot with battles, tournament arcs, and aura, coming from the director whose latest works include Hat Atelier. Because directing one anime of the season contender wasn't enough.
I want more.
This is one of the best examples of how anime can make a gripping, engaging story around an activity you have zero interest in. Because guys, remember, this isn't just yapping. It's yapping Japan.
あいつの落語には
Ew. Oh, here's an actual unique concept. What if the powers of each season was given to 4 individuals, and these agents were the ones responsible for the changing of seasons around the world? Spring fucks off and Japan doesn't see cherry blossoms for a decade. Assassins are hired to try and murder the agents of winter. No idea about whose idea with how beautiful these early episodes looked. Pair that with Kensuke Ushio doing Kensuke Ushio things, and I definitely felt the emotions coming out watching these characters bawl their eyes out, finally being able to experience the beautiful turning of spring once again. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in Thailand like, oh shit, summer's finally here. Oh shit, winter's finally here. Oh shit, spring's finally here. Oh shit, autumn's finally here. There's always one show every season I know is going to slip under everyone's radar, and this time it's the turn of Nippon Sangoku. When I first saw the trailer of this, I thought this was going to be another historical anime, but no! In fact, it's set in the future. A future where Japan has gone through a revolution, and the USA and China have both teamed up to overthrow Japan. The ruined Japan has been split up into 3 powers, and from the ashes we follow the rise of its new strategist, John Sangoku, a smart man lacking in motivation until his wife gets executed, head put in a box, and decides to fight back against the murderers by spouting logic and philosophy. Blood literally looked at his wife killers in the eye and hit him with the Yes, if you couldn't tell, this is Romance of the Three Kingdoms meets post-apocalyptic Japan in one of the most stylized, visually distinct series in the entire season. And if that wasn't enough of a reason to put this show on your radar, I heard some random Aussie bloke was doing the music for it too. Alright guys, recent studies have shown that the new generation is drinking less alcohol. How do we get those sales numbers back up? Ooh, I got it. I got an answer. If you're gonna say cute girls drink alcohol. I told you, that's too basic nowadays. We need to add something more to spice things up. Gay. Make him gay. Genius.
Wine. 一緒にどう?
Alright, drops of God. You may have the world's 12 finest wines. You may have your fancy sommeliers. You can decanter it from such a height, but what's the point unless you can watch some cute anime girls doing the activity instead? And best of all, you got a dorm full of them. And we all know what that means in the world of anime. Gay girls. Guys, just because we have an all-female cast doesn't mean they're gay.
私 寮長の舌が欲しいな。
Oh, they gay. Super gay.
I mean, come on,
can you not
yeah.
tell?
ガブガブガブガブガブガブ
Damn, what is this show? A new fantasy action from Studio Bones? Alright, now this looks like Bones at their prime. This is the type of show you drop everything to immediately... Oh, it's from the author of Fullmetal Alchemist? I mean, I guess I can wait a bit before I watch it. Demons of the Shadow Realm. The return of FMA author teaming up with Studio Bones in an anime that feels like it's walked straight out of prime late 2000s action fantasy show. I mean, just look at this. We are so back. There's our main character, Ryan, Hawkeye, there's Ed, Elric, Envy's here. Oh man, I can't wait for Troy Mustang to come over with his fire glass. I don't know what I'm talking about. By far the biggest draw for me though is, spoilers for episode 1 if you want to go in blind, the setting.
中に馬が入っててすごい速さで走る
You thought this was a historical Demon Slayer-ass fantasy setting? Nah, it's the modern day with cars and helicopters. You've got demons who can gobble up people and fighting spirits with superhuman strength. And, well, also, there's the secret technique that's been passed down the Armstrong
line for generations!
I'm an absolute sucker for settings that combine traditional fantasy power systems in the modern day. So it turns out the secret to finally getting me to watch Fullmetal Alchemist was for it to not be Fullmetal Alchemist. Now every season I go through the spiel of highlighting the same 20 copy-paste Isekai shows that come out, and I get it. You're tired of seeing the same stories catering towards the most unrealistic self-insert power fantasies, so I think it's time we just focus on the original things going on in other genres. Like Gals Can't Be Kind to Otakus. Now this is a new romance comedy set in high school, and you see, unlike your your typical unoriginal isekai protagonist, the main character here is actually a nerd who's a bit shy and socially anxious around girls, which, you know, is a concept we haven't really seen before in anime. Now, he gets noticed by the popular gyarus in class, and I know what you're thinking. Dress up, darling. 2.5D seduction. Tomozaki-kun. Well, now hold on a second. The twist here, unlike those other shows, is that this gyaru is secretly a nerd. Yeah, I know, right? A popular girl that likes anime. So, despite being almost polar opposites, they get to bond with the main character through this niche hobby. And I mean, I'm pretty sure the last time we saw a concept like this, the Zenin clan still existed. And then we got I Fell in Love with the Second Prettiest Girl in Class. It's a high school romance comedy. And the interesting thing here is that the main character is a nerd, and that's combined with this idea that he's kind of shy, probably has some social anxiety. But it's okay because he gets noticed by one of the popular girls in class. Now, under any other circumstances, these two would be complete polar opposites, but the real hook is that this girl is also secretly a nerd in the exact same hobby as our main character that they also bond over. And I mean, do I need to say any more? I think the last time we saw a concept like this, the Zenin clan was still fighting. Don't forget the klutzy class president and the girl with the short skirts. It's a romance comedy, this time in high school, about two people who are complete polar opposites with a Gary-inspired design for the main character. Love that concept. The Zenin clan was just murdered the last time we saw that. Mistress Kanan is devilishly easy. It's a romance comedy starring the popular girl in class in high school of all places, who this time is a devilish succubus type character with the classic design philosophy of my boobs enter the room a full second before I do, taking interest in a guy who is her complete polar opposite. Honestly, it's so refreshing to see an anime where the popular girl in class goes for the normal guy. I mean, where is the Zenin clan now? It has been that long since we last saw that. I Want to End This Love Game takes an original twist to the romance comedy genre by setting off the story of protagonists starting a new phase in their lives. In high school. It's two characters who both like each other, but they don't realize they actually have feelings for one another, so they just drop subtle hints every day like, and
愛してるよ、ユキヤ。
And you know what? I get it. Sometimes you just gotta be upfront with your feelings and not leave any room for ambiguity. Even a replica can fall in love is a high school romance drama with some comedy in it. We've got Gambare Nakamura-kun. Now this is a new high school-based comedy with romance aspects to it. We got a shy main character, love to see it, but it also does capture this retro aesthetic that feels exactly like it came out of a time period where you look at a guy acting all nervous and flustered like this and go, why are you, mate? Gay? I mean, look at this guy. So anyway, this is a series about him trying to confess to another man. Kiryu Fan Club. Now this is one of my favorite new comedies, and it just so happens to be about a romance in high school. This time we have two girls dealing with social anxiety.
キリオくんのそばでおならも聞けないのに。キリオくんがおなら？神でもおならはしていいだろ。もしもキリオくんのおならが引くほど爆音だったら。嬉しすぎるだろ。
And by that I mean anyone in society gets anxious when talking to them. There's even a romance comedy not set in high school.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
Well, I'm not sure about this one though. I'm all for anime pushing boundaries with their ideas, but this one might be a bit too experimental for my liking. Okay, now we're talking original. Reincarnation. Imagine you wake up one day and you're 10 years younger. No, you've not de-aged. You've traveled back and woken up as your younger self. Well, that's exactly what happened to Haibara. Imagine everything you could achieve with the knowledge you have. You could rectify all your regrets, buy some Bitcoin, invest in Nvidia stocks, warn the world about COVID. The possibilities are endless. So then, my god, he decides to get with the popular girl in school in this new high school romance comedy.
ねえ、私の気持ちは。
Alright, for real though, somehow there's more new romance coming out than seemingly anything else, so it can be hard to pick what to watch, but I did enjoy this one. Yes, it's another romance show in high school, but it does come from the author of one of my favorite romance anime of last season, You and I Are Polar Opposites. And while this one is pretty much the polar opposite of that, one of the hallmarks that remains is that the author is able to craft insanely relatable moments through its characters, no matter their personality. So if I did have to pick a single romance show to watch this season, it would... Oh my god, they did it! It's beautiful! Absolute cinema! Rent-a-Girlfriend is here, baby! That's right! 15 million copies sold, 400 chapters in, and 9 years still going strong! We're gonna outsell Naruto! We're gonna outlast One Piece! Look at this prime rating! Just when you think we can't get any lower, the series keeps proving me wrong! We're pushing boundaries with this one, baby! Anyway, let's see what's going on with the Isekai this season. Yep, as expected. Looks like the same old isekai to me. Okay, this feels like it could be an isekai. Is it an isekai? Yep, it's an isekai. Now this seems more like your typical power fantasy. Look, they're so powerful, there is no way they could lose. They're so far ahead of the competition, they can't throw this. There's no way they can throw this. Rumiko Takahashi is still somehow active with a new show after all these years.
What are you gonna do? Bleed on me?
With Ranma getting remade, and now this, we seem to have met her in a very Chinese time in her life. Ah, hell yeah! Another assassin anime!
結婚っていいイメージなかったけどよ。今日お前が話してんのを見て、んな悪いもんじゃねえのかなって思った。
Oh, hell yeah, another romance anime! Yep, Bones is here with a double this season, and this one is right out of the Spy Family playbook with another assassin comedy, this time with a romance twist. See, you've got an assassin who's been forced to produce an heir, and he teams up with the world's biggest marriage swindler to find him a suitable partner, and honestly, this is just solid fun with some great action and wacky comedy. But we already know how this is gonna go. She's gonna end up setting up with some ladies, he goes on some dates, but I mean, just look at her, man. He's eventually gonna fall in love with her, they'll have this will they, won't they between them, and then it'll end up with them having sweet, sweet babies, cause let's be real, King Arthur couldn't pull me out of this.
私男だし
Well, I mean, boys, it's 2026. We gotta respect great bakers, cause remember, cake is cake even if it's banana flavored. Anyway, what's next?
How fat are we talking?
It's about that size.
Okay, that's
Ah, yes, we got Cockfighter, a new show about superpowered cockfighting massive cock using the mega ultra power of cock to save all cocks around them in this cock shattering event where everyone is relying on cock to save us all. Then we go from Cocks of the North Star inspired show to the actual Fist of the North Star remake.
Hakuto.
Say that again.
Hakuto.
Hakuto, Huck.
Hakuto.
Ah yes, one of the most legendary anime franchises of all time. Hokuto no Ken.
Spit on that thing.
There's a new anime about opera school, which is the first time I've seen anime tackle that topic. Oh hey, a series exploring what it's like being a fan of VTubers. Wonder what they will have to say.
あなたは死にたくなったことある毎晩
I'm conflicted about this one. On one hand, from a production standpoint, this is one of the most visually interesting with some of the most genuinely unique direction in the entire season, tackling the topic of the darker side of online influencers, which is a theme that is right up my alley. But on the other hand, damn.
人をたくさん殺してお金がもらえるなんて最高リアルと一緒でしょ
This has the subtlety of a Sawano drop. This is what it's like following a cast of walking Google Dockies. Like, I see the vision. It flip-flops between showing shades of being the perfect blue or lane of streaming, but sometimes it's just missing that nuance to make its messaging hit, and ends up reading more like some Facebook mom post about social media with the caption, "Images that make you think." Have you ever found your kid snorting his iPhone? I'm gonna give this one a few more episodes, but I'm hoping it doesn't get even more in your face edgy or it's actually gonna wanna make me die. That was a joke, guys. It's a joke. I'm not being serious. There's nothing anime could ever show me that would actually make me consider dying.
今やれること全力で
Okay, actually, except just in time for the HBO remake, we got Harry Potter and the Black Anus. You know what? Sure, we can talk about this basically being the princess and the frog, except French kissing some cat's balls, but honestly, I was equally shocked to see a genuine, by the handbook, old school panty shot in the big 2-6. Like for real, I saw this and flinched like a veteran watching war movies or a kid hearing 6-7. See, if you want to go down the edgy route, you gotta fully commit to not giving a shit. Like, how about a power system where you slit your throat to summon historical figures of the past, where power scalers can finally settle the debate of who would win in a battle royale between Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Pol Pot, and... yeah. It's Fate Stay Reich, Unlimited War Crimes. And then we have a new show called Ghost Concert from the guys behind Symphogear that has given us another music anime with more great animation and action. Finally, the 12 Symphogear fans can finally start recommending this show to... the same 12 Symphogear fans. Aaron the Southpaw. Here's an interesting one. The original creator himself has come out to personally say he funded a small portion of this anime, which unsurprisingly has my respect. The mark of a true artist making a story about what it feels like getting into the world of art and the struggles of being a full-time artist. Let's see what this series has to say. Are you doing okay, bruv? Just last season, we had Frieren, sentenced to be a hero. Now we're getting more ReZero, Slime, and Mushoku Tensei is just around the corner. I don't think it's a reach to say that fantasy anime is going through a goddamn golden age right now, and yet, despite all of these heavyweights duking it out, somehow there is still space for one more juggernaut to enter the ring. Hat Atelier is a series that stands toe-to-toe with the best the genre has given us recently, but what sets it apart? Frieren presents you with such an emotionally poignant tale that has the power to change you for the better. Dungeon Meshi builds a world that feels so alive and connected on such an intricate level, and while Witch Hat is no slouch in either of those, the aspect it stands on a class of its own is its approach to magic. Magic by design is not typically something we're meant to comprehend. We see its effects, we see the broad strokes, but for the most part, magic remains exactly that. Magical, some fantastical concept beyond our understanding. But what if it wasn't? Witch Hat presents us with a magic system that brings a sense of tangibility I've not seen before in fantasy anime. At its core, it's a system a child could understand, and they do. Crafting a system that's so beautifully simple to grasp, you could start inventing your own spells in this universe. Yet as the series goes on, you begin to realize how infinitely complex it is to fully master. Magic. It's just another tool in this world, so what kind of world would evolve if the only thing stopping everyone from using it is the knowledge to do so? Every conflict, every character motivation, every beautiful and terrifying moment stems from these foundations. From the groundwork it lays, it tells a tale that will change the way you think about magic in a fantasy setting. Some of the production values of this just seem out of this world. You got this animation, you got the composer of the Souls franchise doing the music. But that's the thing, this is just the bar now for highly anticipated franchises like this. Jujutsu Kaisen, it's kind of hard now for new series without this level of hype to creep up and rival this level of quality. But things might be about to change, because I've heard rumors there could be this one show, a new show that has seemingly come out of nowhere and has gotten the Japanese animation industry quaking. Some say that with the staff members behind it, it could eclipse some of the best work that Studio Mappa, UFO Table, and Kyoto Animation has been able to achieve in the industry. And guys, I was actually lucky enough to get a sneak peek that I can now share with all of you. That's right, baby! 5 seasons strong, Rent-A-Girlfriend is back! We're here saving anime with this one! Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much this month to Author Curtis Eckstein, Basil, Shouting Zombie, Tabazo 1989, Payne Patchett, Pony Stark, Watergeist VT, Dysfunctional Degenerate, Flabberwocky, Misaka 12315, Mike 808, Jonathan, and everyone else on my Patreon for helping to support me for this month. And guys, as I said at the beginning of the video, I do have a new barn drop that just came out. We got more t-shirts, we got some hoodies as well, we got some charms, which you'll see on screen right now. A lot of these were made in conjunction with a collab cafe that I just did, and it was an awesome success. It was so cool to meet all you guys in person, and if you want to grab some of these for yourself, you can go to omanar.shop. Anyway though, that's it from me for today. I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all next time.